Good morning, it's Angela with Dogwood Paper Arts coming to you from Sweet Home, Oregon. And welcome back, everybody. So glad to have you all here. Don't forget, give this video a thumbs up, and which is a like, and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And welcome back to all of my subscribers and my new subscribers. So glad to have you all here. This little weird blot over here is actually a piece of paper that's been cut out of one of these. Well, actually, I used two of them. It's a Sizzix, or whatever you call them, 662693. It's this one right here. You get 5 of those dies in it. And we are going to use the 2 largest ones on this project. So I should probably tell you what I'm making. So I went to a shop here in town, and it's our little sewing shop, and it is closing. And she made these cute little fabric tea bag holders and sugar. It's just like a little gifty thing. And I thought, well, that is the coolest thing ever. I think I could make it out of paper so that it could either hold tea and sugar, or it could hold ephemera in a journal. Not that long, because it would, no, yeah, it could actually, because it folds this way. I'm so confused on this deal. But yeah, it can hold all kinds of goodies. And then you could stick a couple of stamps on this side, or you could stick another tea bag over here like this. So it can either be one or the other. So I was thrilled with that, so I decided to bring it home and make one. I was really kidding myself for a whole day, thinking, what did I think? Because I just could not do it the correct direction. So I'm going to explain it to you carefully. I finally had to make a mock-up, and I came up with this idea here as the closure. But here's what I finally had to do was I had to cut the base piece, which is underneath here somewhere. I'm going to put those back there. Where are you? Excuse me, there's a frog in my throat. I think it's a horse in my throat. So, sorry, my throat just will not get clear today. So, that one was the mock-up that I originally showed you. And I had to make this one. So I'm going to explain this to you, and you might want to write this part down. Is first you cut a piece of paper that is I finally had to make a base piece and then put the other pieces over it. This is 9 1/4 by 7 3/8. Okay, you got that? So then on the 9 1/4 side, right here, score at 2.75 or 2 3/4 of an inch. Score that. Let me get my scoring board so I can show you. This is on the 9 and whatever it was side. 9 1/4. Score it 2 3/4. There, I'll fake it here. 2 3/4. Rotate it completely around and score again at 2 3/4. Then take a look at it and write the word handle right there and right there if you want. I think I wrote it on one side, one on the other. I wrote handle. Because otherwise it just gets too confusing of which way it folds this way and how it folds this way. It gets very confusing. So, I tried it a couple of ways. Now on this one, I only scored it once this way. And let me show you that once it gets the tea bags in it, it's already bulky from the paper. So, turn it this way so it's on the 6 1/4 side and score it at 2 5/8 and 2 7/8. Yeah, 2 7/8. 2 5/8, 2 7/8. That's going to give you this nice little just extra 1/4 inch in there. What is that, a quarter or an eighth? Yeah, it's a 1/4 inch. It gives you that extra 1/4 inch of space there when it folds up. Okay? The next thing I did was I measured to find my middle. Yes, I measured. And I used my I used my find the middle scoring tool. And on one of these, it just works out so that you can see that it is scored at, just to find the middle, 4 11/16 of an inch. Now I believe this tool here also has a centering ruler on it. I did not realize that until today, but I'm pretty sure, but it shows I've done it wrong, but that the middle is actually right about there, right there. So that's just about right. Did she get something again, honey? So we have it, that's just a center mark so that we can put on our handle. Okay? So you've got all those things done, and you promised me you have it marked handle. Okay? Handle. You got a handle on things? Okay. Because if you don't, I'm sure it's not just me. I think it will mix you up too, because it seems like the handles should be here. But that's wrong. The handles go on the long side so that it will fold up this way. And then it folds up this way. Okay? Alright. So, just to keep myself straight on this, then let's do the next part. The next part, I cut another base piece of 3.5 inches and I scored it down the middle. Or you can just do 3.5 and then fold it and get your middle. You'll want to bone fold that down, you know, squish it down good. And you'll need 2 of those that are the same length as your piece here. So now you have those 2. On the long side, the 9 3/4. Okay? Now, you have an option on this one. You can leave that part open and use it as pockets. I'm not going to do that. I want it to be strong. So I'm going to glue it down. That's what I'm going to do. But maybe not with the Barely Art glue today, because it's not coming out. I got this new one and I accidentally poked a hole in it. This is from, it was a freebie from scrapbook.com. Let's try it. Oh look, nope, we're not going to try it because there's that darn hole. I have to put it in another little squeezy bottle. Okay, let's go to this. Oh my, it's really working. Look at that. Now if you want to sew these down, that would be fine. Let me just tell you that, should we sew it? Should we? Oh, we could. If you want to sew it, then right now, when this is dry, not right now, but when it dries, but I'll probably sew mine wet, you're going to want to do a straight stitch right down along that fold over part. Don't do this side yet, or these. It's too early for that. So let that dry. And then let's do this one. And then squish it down. So if we wanted to sew it, we actually would. Let me get some of this stuff out of my way. I have stuff. I have too much stuff. I have a basket down here that I was hiding from my dog. Let's see if the sewing machine is on. It is. Let's close up our glue here for a second. Now, if you wanted to wait and do that, or you could go ahead and glue these pieces on, but I think that I want to leave a separation in there. You know, if you wanted to sew this part down too, but I think I'm just going to stitch close to the edge, and then this will be inside the sewing. So I think that's how I plan to do it. That's my machine. There it is, the machine. This is my little Grace. Now I'm going to try and stitch close to the edge, as close to the edge. Hey, where's your thread? What are you doing without thread? Oh. Little Gracie, what are we going to do with you? Don't you know I can't thread you on my own? Because I can't see where the little hole is in the needle. on a second. You're going to see my gray hair. Forgive my grays. Oh, the foot just popped off. Oh, it's easier to get in there without the foot. I don't know why, but I cannot get this thing to use its little threader dealy. It's just being stubborn is all. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, this is the front of this piece, so I want to sew the front. Before I put that down, I better check my stitches. Okay, that one goes there, right there. Okay, that's the one I want, the one that goes in the middle. And then I want a little longer stitch. Maybe, let's try 3. We don't want it to be too close together. Let's try it on this. Let's practice. Let's try it at a 3. I'm just going to use my brown thread that's in here. This is way different from my other machine. Let's try 3.5. I think that's a little too small. I think that looks a little bit better. I think the next stitch up would be maybe a little too far apart and would just probably come out. But it sure sews nice and fast. I like that better almost. But I think I'll do 3.5. Okay. We'll take our chances. 3.5. That's my line. Now, I'm going to go ahead and back stitch just a little bit on this one. Just because. Because I think it will be better for it. Okay. Oh, I sewed the wrong side, darn it. I guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter whether it's that side or the other side. I'll sew the correct side on this one. I was just trying to sew the closure side where I probably saying, why are you running me through glue, lady? No wonder she lost her thread. She was like, you're not gluing me, and then sewing me. Well, that one bunched up a little bit on the corner there, so if that happens, just pull it out. that foot out of my way. The presser foot. Get that ruler out of my way. Okay, now let's go ahead and thread side up. The other side looks a little better. Boy, my stitching is wacky. Wacky! So let's go ahead and glue this down. And wait, don't do that. Take that glue off so it doesn't get all wicky icky. I am doing this step by step and I was confused on how to do it. So before we do that, we have to put these handles on. So find those handles that you thin dyed out. And what I did was I folded this in half like this. And then I trimmed off this little tiny edge, just like that. And I want to put one right here. I want it to be, you know, about centered. It does not have to be perfect. We are not working on perfections in here. And then I decided I needed to dress it up a little bit, so I'll show you what I did next. We want that halfway in between where those fold lines are. And it is going to get sewn down there. And then the other side, I laid on top of here. And then I took that folded up part and lined it up and pressed it down so that these would be evenly, so that they would match up when this comes together. Okay? Now, for the next piece, I took the smaller die and I folded it in half and did the exact same thing. There we go. Not those. And then these will just get put right on here, and you know, they'll have a little bit of space around them because this is going to be here. Right here, like this. Now, if you wanted it to come all the way down in, you could cut this piece longer. Cut 4 of them out. I think it looks better longer, doesn't it? But you would have to cut 4 of these out, and then you would cut this long so that it would go under. I think we'll do it that way because I think it does look better. So these would go way, way down so that they will be underneath here. And I do think that does look better, don't you? This covers it like that. Now, we're going to put a closure on the outside of each one so that our ribbon goes around this and closes, or over it and closes. Now you could go ahead and ink these if you want. I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to save you some time and energy by being good. Whoops, come here. That would have been in the wrong place. And then let's put this one down. Is that a long one too? Yeah. And this time you can just kind of even it up on there. Do the best you can. That is all I ask. Okay, now this piece. Can we put it on yet? Not yet. Well, we can glue it on and it'll dry, and then we'll be able to come back and sew it. Oh, I can't glue a straight line, girls, guys. Nope, nope, nope. Make sure your stitching is on the inside, because eventually we're going to come around and glue or sew the outside. So there's that one. Let's turn it around and put our glue on 3 sides. And line it all up as best as you can. This one is a little bit shorter, but that's okay. All right. Now, as for this line between these two, we are going to go ahead and sew that in right now. Because any pieces that we want to put down here, we will be able to do that. I'm just going to give myself a light scoring line on it, just so I can kind of see where it, so I can see my lines. Now this should land on a scoring line here, so you should be able to make one. That's just going to give me a place to sew. So let's go ahead and sew those in. Come over there. Oh boy. Hard to see that line. I didn't really want to put a pencil line down. I'm going to pull it a little closer to me. Yep, there I got it. And I'm just doing a stitch in the ditch kind of thing here. I think I am. it's really just mostly for looks. And it makes these pockets so that you don't have to glue them down on the inside. Okay. Hopefully it won't make it too weak out here. I hope I have my spacing far enough apart. I'm going to have to make a little line on that one so I can see my starter point. Because I put those in pretty lightly there. Backspace a little bit. Where'd you go, little line? This little line of mine, I want it to shine. Let it shine, let it shine. Little line. Good enough. Let's hope it works. You sound like Eeyore. If we worry about that, then we will put fabric over it, which wouldn't hurt it a bit. Okay. Now, we are almost ready to sew around this. We just have to decide, do we want to put these on the outside? I think even if we do, we'll just put them right here. My thought is that I want to maybe just decorate this one piece on each side, but leave the tea and coffee dyed papers on the other side. So if that's the case, then we can go ahead and sew all the way around it without worrying about these, because we'll just attach them right to there. But we have to remember to put on our, that one is too short. Look at that. You're too short. Must have another one somewhere. Oh, I see. I have to make another long one because I cut two short ones. But there still should be one more, huh? Because every half has another half. Aha! Look at there. There it is. Let me put those other ones out of my way and that one out of my way. Let me move that out of the way. And what is that doing back down? Okay, was it this one? Yes. So I'm going to just line it up on this one to figure out where I need to cut it. I hope that's right. Yes, it is. I don't want to, cut it and then have to go back to my Big Shot to cut out another one. Okay, so one there, and one's going to go over here. See? Okay, there's that part. that one over there. We don't want that one in our way. I am not going to attempt to sew around this because I will mess it up totally. But I am going to sew clear around this piece. Now, if you're concerned about how your stitching is going to look on the outside, then maybe you want to stitch it on top of this side. If you're not concerned about that, which I'm really not, because I want to put the pretty paper on there, although that does look better. Not that one. That one looks bad. Very bad. But I like the idea of being able to see these little bumps when I sew over them, so I am going to do it this way. And I'm just going to start right in the corner. And 3.5, yes. I think the thing is with sewing is you just can't worry about it. You know, you have to just go with it. And not worry so much. It's just going to hold the tea bag. Oops, get that out of my way. If there's one more stitch in it, I better take it. Nope, there wasn't. Okay, now let's keep working on the inside here. Now, if you want, we can decorate the inside. Not with that piece. That must be one of these. If you don't want to decorate the inside, that's okay too. You don't have to. Oh, I guess maybe, no. Definitely one of these, but I would have to make it just a little bit smaller. So I made these to go here. They need to get cut off as well. You know, it doesn't necessarily need any decoration in it. They don't need to fill the whole pocket. Not that side. Okay. I think I want the flower up. So they went like that. And then I have this little centerpiece that I made. Right there. So let's glue those three on. I better not use my water bottle. That won't work. Uh-oh. I don't know why this is coming out so thickly with that little nib on there. I guess because I cleaned the nib really well. Now you don't want to get over the line. You definitely want to leave a space there for the thing to fold. Might want to burnish it down a little bit. I'm not going to sew those, they're just going to get glued. This is pretty thick paper, by the way. I am using a, I'll show you what I'm using here in just a second. Put them on screen. What am I using? I think it's Prima. Midnight Garden, or what is it? Midnight Garden by Prima. That is what I'm using. And coffee dyed paper, of course. And then this little tiny piece. Shh, don't tell it we're going to use it. Make sure we got the right one. One of these was, that one is too small, so put that over there. We don't want it here. I do not have my timer on today. You might get a long video. I really don't know, because I don't know what time I started. I just knew I wanted to get a video or two done because I'm out of videos. Starting tomorrow, no videos if I don't do this one. Okay, hang on one second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to blow my nose. My nose was being naughty. Okay, this one. So we have to slice this one off a little bit. This way. And then a little bit right about here. And let's find the other one that matches it. Probably this one. Let's take a little bit off that side. Oh, let's try it this way. Too small that way. It's that darn glue. Yep. Yeah, it glued out too far. Kind of don't like that look. I don't like that 2 7/8 there. That can go away. Yeah, maybe I won't put one there. Because I don't like how far I have to have it off. I just can't get it close enough. I mean, I could if I went this way, but I don't like that look. So we're not going to fill those. We're just going to do the centers. I think that will be better anyway. Now, if you want to fill these outside pieces, then we could do that. Do you think we need to? I think it does kind of decorate it up a little bit. Let's do one and see how it looks. And it's going to have a little bit taken off of it to get inside the sewing lines. Maybe just a tad more. Oh, I think that is too big of a tad. Okay, so there's that one. Now let's do this one. And then let's go ahead and give this a line this time. Give it the line light. And we'll line that up. Okay, so it could be like that. And then if you wanted to do these others, you could do that too. But I think I'm just going to do this centerpiece. It's kind of decorative that way, and I kind of like it. I don't know if it's perfect. I mean, think if we'd have just done coffee dyed paper, we'd be done with it already. Wouldn't that be something? You'd say, where's Angela? That can't be her. It was fast video. Okay. Actually, I do like it that way. I think it's kind of unique that way. Yeah, I think had we have done the rest, it would get way too thick. So that is something to note. Okay, so this side then would be done. Let's flip it over. And on this side, we have these. They're going to go like that. Erase any words that you have on there, because you don't want the new owner to see them. You don't want them to think you needed words to help you get a sewing project done. I didn't need any words, no. That word handle up there, I don't know. It's so you would know that's the handle, hon. so you could get a handle on things. And Merry Christmas. Little Scroogey, huh? And just being a Scrooge. I'm not a Scrooge. I love Christmas. I do. Okay, so that's going to have to go right about there to right there. So I'm going to just cut this straight across. And I'm going to cut this out. And I probably want another one that same size, huh? Now, really, you wouldn't have to sew these at all. You know, that other one I did the mock-up, it's not sewing. And it's just for looks, really. And it does hold the pocket down, but glue holds the pocket down. I mean, you saw that where I tried to slip that in and it was glued. Now, we want to make sure we get this in there correctly. You want your flowers to be upright. These we have to put a little button thingy on. Get rid of your pencil lines. You don't need those on there anymore. So really, if you just left this with the copy dyed paper, it would make an excellent little pocket. You might want to make it a little bit shorter, of course. Oh dear. Oh, we're going to go that way. Okay, now let's do this part. Oh dear, I forgot my hole punch. I forgot my hole punch. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do about it? We're gonna get the hole punch. Oh dear. Could use a button if I can't find the hole punch. Oh! Here it is. And we'll just use this piece. Those are so hard. Now you could use a button like we did on one of our other projects. The money holder. Or you could use brads. Or what else could you use? Well, you could sew a buttonhole, put a button in it. These are a little large. Maybe they're going to be too large. No, I think it'll be okay. So let's glue 3 of those together. Put a nice little flower one on top. Got glue under my thumb now. Gosh, I don't have a very good flower for that one, do I? I have this little piece of gold. find a flower. Let me find a flower. How about this one? There we go. Okay, we'll take away the gold. I just like glue all over my hands, I guess. I don't really mind it. It's the Mod Podge. It's the Mod Podge that gets me. When it's all over my fingers and you can't get rid of it and you're peeling and you're peeling and you're peeling and it's still not coming off. Okay, press that down and let's make another one. It doesn't need to be this big. I could have used the 1/2 inch and I think I used the 1 inch. And I should have used the 1/2 inch. Or the 3/4 inch. Don't you love how we lotion our hands with glue? We all do it. I know we do. I have seen it before, many times. Okay, let's just make sure that that's not going to be too awful big. Ooh, that is like way awful big, isn't it? Yeah, that's almost like way out of line. Okay, save those for another project, please. And let's go to a 3/4 inch. Oh, my hands get tired. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good enough. Libby? No. No, stay out of the garbage. Garbage is not for doggies. It's for the kitty. Only the kitty can have it. Where's your bone? Get your bone. Where's your bone? Get your bone. Get your bone. You better get that bone. I'm going to give it to Luigi. You better get your bone. I'm going to give it to the cat. You want me to give it to the kitty? No? She's giving me a very concerned look. She's like, Mom, don't give my bone away. Won't be good. I promise. Oh, you can't even see me. You can't see me now, but now you can. That'll look better. Okay. All right. Get that glue off my fingertips. Now, the Foxy Crafter, Tracy, she does something that is really cool, and I want to try it. Hang on, I'm getting there. Yes, we'll need that. And we'll need this. going to need a couple of the eyelets, but she, in order to make it so that you can tie around it, the little thing you're just now making, she takes one of these eyelets. Oh, she went and got her bone. What a good dog. I hope this is the right size. And she inserts it in here. And she squishes it down so you have one of these. Then, oh no, I glued that to my table. Oh, scary. Thank you, Tracy. This works out great. I know she's not listening, but it's fun to say it. So if I semi-centered that in there, then I would know my center is about right there. Then she puts this under one of them so that it makes it easier to tie around it. And the brad will still go through. Yeah, the brad. The brad. We'll use that brad. And that brad. Has a long one, okay. So she puts it through here. Then she puts it through here. And that gives it this little thing to you know, raises it up just a little bit. Instead of cutting the, I always end up cutting the what do you call it? I'm going to put just a little glue on here. I should probably use my E6000 and not this. Let me reach up and grab it. I just want it to be kind of, oops, forget that doesn't stand up that way. Just want it to be a little bit glued on there. There we go. I don't know if it'll really stick. I don't think so. I don't think E6000 likes to glue metal and paper together. Well, we know that has a little bit on it, so let's take the excess off here. And then we'll put that in there. Now, Angela, get that stuff off of you. Okay. Help. My hands are getting too gluey. So we want these to be right about here. And you don't need it under both. One of them is going to be your starting point, and one is going to be your finishing point, where you're well, you're going to wrap around that one too. Let's put it on both of them. What the heck? Let's try it. Probably, if I'd used the teeny tiny ones, I don't have those with me here. But I think if maybe I use the small ones, look at all that, all glued to my hand. I bet that would make the difference, using the smaller ones. And you know, the other thing that I do have, let me look now that I've got something on my mind. Sometimes they come with little dealy bobs, but I don't see any in here. These. Sometimes they come with these. Do I only have one of those? It's just a little jacket that it slips into. It looks like, see that? It's for the little teeny tiny brads. What if we use this on one? It's still going to raise it up. Let's try it. Oh, look at that. That does raise it up a lot. Maybe too much. Yeah, maybe just a little tad too much. Okay, so that won't work. But maybe these little ones would work better. Not sure what I have to switch that over to. I'm just going to make another one of these. Sorry about all the glue coming off my hands. Oh my goodness, it's terrible. Okay. We're gonna just put it on both. Okay. And to just secure that down, I am going to find my tape. Find some score tape. And I like to put score tape over these just to kind of secure them down a little bit. And I'm going to peel that back and put glue on it. Oh, come on. Helps if I could get it centered without worrying about it so much. This whiteboard that I have under me today is actually an artboard that you paint on. It's a pre-gessoed one. They work great as a mat under your stuff. They do not give a glare. They're just really quite nice. Oh, look at that, I got glue on there. Oh, and from this, that is so sad. Yeah, that E6000 really ate away at the paper. Okay, get this glue off my hands. Hang on. Hang on, everybody. Just a little bit. You can see all the little glue bits I've been getting off my hands here all over the table. Yuck. That's just disgusting. So I don't know. Right about there. I'm guessing. Oh, I'm just guessing. That'll work. There. A little bit of tape. So I just put tape over it. Sorry, I was out of camera view. Jeez. Okay. Oh, pretty. Okay, now we need a tie. And let's see, that is kind of a dark color, isn't it? So, this is how I did my ribbons the other day. So I have 2, 3, 4 to a package, sometimes 5. And I think it will work pretty good. So far, I've been able to pull ribbon out and put ribbon back without too much trouble. Oh, why sometimes that tape, when it goes clear around, it really makes it sticky. Okay. Hope we're recording. We are. We are recording. Yay! Put over there. Put that there. Put that back there. Put those up there. Oh, hang on a minute. Gotta blow my nose. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. My nose was running. And I couldn't seem to get it to stop. I don't want one down there. I do not. I want to make a tie on here. Okay. Here is my thought about this. Is that this one will go on one side. And we'll tie around onto the other side in a bow. So I'm going to cut this a length, and I'm going to initially tie it into a knot. Ta-da! Knot. Don't be naughty. Then we're going to fold that up like this, and then we're going to wrap it around and wrap it around and tie a little bow. Ta-da! Or if you wanted, could. Well, now I've tied a bow, we'll never get it open because it acted more like a knot under there. Don't you love it? Okay, so that won't work. Good to know. You found it out here. So you could just wind it around a couple times and then tie some charms on here. Let's see, I have some buttons that actually I wonder if I can find them. I have a little teacup. Excuse me. I don't know where they went. I don't know. Anyway, I have a little teapot and a little teacup. Now that would be perfect on here, wouldn't it? I wonder where I put it. And they're just buttons. They're just plastic buttons. Or you could take something like this and glue two of those on there together like that. Let's try it. I've got my sewing machine sitting on my scissors. So let's go like that. Let's get our little piece of wax paper. You know me and my wax paper. Okay. Come on down, glue. Now I have this size and I have another size over in the other drawer. So if we put that one that way, and then put this one over the top, there we go. That's kind of cute, isn't it? And then, of course, you could put a little information on here if you wanted. It says, to my best friend, or, you know, tea time. Little teacup could go on the outside. Something like that. Oh, there it is. There we go. Okay. So this would come around like this, and this would come around like this. There we go, we have that part. Now, let's get our tea and see if it fits. I just brought some in here to try. Okay, so we open this up. And you could have a little note here, a little pocket if you wanted, that has a little note to the person, or maybe you'd want to decorate it up with like a teacup and, you know, things like that. There are things that you might want to do with these areas. I hadn't thought of it initially. Okay, here's an orange spice tea. And then on this side we have a premium green tea. You could put coffee packets in here. They would also fit. Here we have just a nice black tea. And we have a sugar. And another sugar. And then I don't know if this one will fit. It's folded up, but I think it's going to be too fat, maybe. Yeah, see? Too fat. So, just a couple tea bags, maybe? Or maybe just the smaller ones, I don't know. Maybe a couple of sugars. And then round and around we go. Where it stops, nobody knows. And there we go. Cute little tea bag holder. What do you think? Acceptable? Not acceptable. And really, if you just made it out of the this pocket, out of coffee dyed paper, you could use it as like a fold down in a book. Let's see if I have a page somewhere. Where's a page? Oh, here's a dictionary. Let's try that. This was our journal. So perhaps you would have it glued down in your book here, like this, and then it would be a flip open, and if you could just leave pockets on one side, and on the other you could actually just leave this off and do writing up here, and then fold it back up and tie it closed, or whatever kind of closure you want on it. But if it didn't have all this excess in it, and you know, to over thicken it, there's definitely some really neat things you could do. You wouldn't have to use one of these. You could just use a square piece of paper with a whale tail punch right here, and it would make, although this makes it kind of nice, you could make this shorter as a belly band here, and then this could have a closure on it here, and it could open, and it would be some pockets on the belly band. It's another option. It could open this way in your book. There's all kinds of things you could do with it. You just have to play around with it and see what works for you. But definitely you'd have to unthicken it. Like maybe this would just be one layer of heavy duty paper here, and not have this extra in it. instead of a folded over, because this is pretty heavy coffee dyed paper. I probably could have gotten away with just using one of them. But yeah, there's all kinds of things that you could do, that's for sure. So, one last look. And you could fold it just right over the top if you wanted. Undo it. And open it up. And let's have some tea. Or like I said, I'm a coffee drinker, so I didn't say that part, but I will this time. I'm a coffee drinker, and so I would put little coffee packets in this. Or if I knew the person was a coffee drinker, then, you know. Or this could have cocoa packets in it. I'll bet little cocoa packets would fit in here. Yeah, there's all kinds of cool things you can do, really. So anyway, that's all I have for today. Thank you for joining me, and I hope that this is a clever idea. And thanks to the sewing place that came up with this great idea. I wish that she was going to stay in business, but the economy and the unspeakable, as Rachel calls it, is forcing closure for her, so it's very sad. I will definitely miss having a little sewing shop in town, because where we live, you know, we have to travel at least 12 miles to get to bigger stores, and if we want to get to even bigger stores, we have to travel, you know, 40 minutes, and if we want to get to even bigger stores, well, it's 45, 50 minutes. So anyway, that's the way it goes. So, well, I'm going to let you go. I really appreciate you hanging out with me. I don't know why it is so dark in here today, but it sure is. And I don't know. My lights are all just kind of seem like they're really dim today. Maybe it's because I have them blocked with my eyelets and stuff. But it doesn't help using dark paper either, I don't suppose. So, okay, well, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed the project, and I hope you got something out of it and some other good ideas to use it for if you don't want to put tea or coffee or cocoa in it. And I will talk to you later. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Bye. Give you a close-up. And there it is. Turned out pretty, didn't it? Yeah. Okay, bye-bye.